Hey there, welcome to the video. In today's tutorials, I'm going to show you how to use whiteboards as a teacher. So if you're a beginner and you don't know how to use whiteboards, stay tuned to the end of this video because I'm going to show you step by step how to use it to create interactive games and activities with your students. We're going to be using this tool called Google Jamboard. So what is Google Jamboard? Google Jamboard is a free interactive whiteboard that is owned by Google. With Google Jamboard, you can use it to create interactive activities and exercises that you can use with your students. So you and your students can work together on your Jamboard at the same time. So to get access to Google Jamboard, all you need to do is to sign in on Google with your email address. Now, once you have signed in to Google, all you need to do is go up to Google and type in Jamboard, and it's going to lead you here. You're going to click the first link which says jamboard.google.com, and it's going to lead you into a white space. So if you can see, this is a Jamboard that I've created, but if you're just beginning, you're going to see an empty space. So this is how it's going to look like once you get into Jamboard for the first time. To create a Jamboard, go to the bottom right corner. You're going to see this plus sign. It says, when you bring your cursor here, it says New Jam. Click on the plus sign to create a Jamboard. Okay, so this is a whiteboard that is created, and these are the tools that you're going to need. So the first thing is to give a name to your Jamboard. So to give a name to your Jamboard, come here and click where it says Untitled Jam. It's going to lead you here where you can give a name to your Jamboard. Let's give the name, let's say Jamboard Practice. So let's say that is the name. Click on OK. So that is the name of our Jamboard. Next is this option right here. So these are frames. For example, this space here, this is a whiteboard, is a frame. Now to create frames or to add your frames, you can click on this arrow and it's going to create another frame. You can create up to 20 frames. So once you create 20 frames, you'll not be able to create any more. So as you can see, once I click again, there's no way. It says you can't create any more frames. So the maximum frames you can create for one Jamboard is 20. So go back to your previous frames. Just click on this back arrow, and it's going to take you back to your previous frames. So this, you can call them slides, you can call them frames, but it's basically a slide. I like to call them slides. So next is this set background option. You can change the background of your whiteboard. You can change it to dots, you can change it to blue lines, you can change it to square lines, you can change it to colors. So we have just two colors here. You can change it to blue boards or black boards, or you can even add an image as a background. So click on the add image option, and you can just click on browse under the upload option, and you'll be able to take an image from your laptop and set it as your background. Next is the Google image search. You can just click on Google image and you can take an image directly from Google and put as your background. For example, let's say we want math. Just click on mathematics, something like that. Great. You can just scroll. So these are the images that Google will bring out. So you can just scroll. Let's say we want this one. Click on the image and then click set as frame background. Great. So you see that this image is now our background. So there's no way you can move it. So this is our background. Now the next option is a zoom option. To zoom out, click on the drop down arrow by the side and you can click zoom out to 100. You can just scroll and you see it like this. It's going to scroll down to view it properly. You can zoom in back to 25%. You can zoom it back to, let's say, 200%, which is too much, or you can just zoom it back, leave it at the automatic size, which is 47%. So the next option is a clear frame option. So we're going to get back to this in a bit. Now, once you go to your right, you're going to see a 3 dots, which is a more action option. Click on it and you'll be able to rename your Jamboard. Once you click, you can rename your Jamboard. Click again on this. You'll be able to download your Jamboard as a PDF file. That is, if you're finished creating your activities, you can download it as a PDF file and either save it or send it to a student. The next is a save frame as image. You can save your frame as an image. Next is a remove option. You can remove it, remove the entire jam. You can make a copy of the entire jam. You can get help, send feedback to Google, and see version history. So that is what the small option tools give you. The next one is this tool, which is present to a meeting. You can create your Jamboard and you present it to your meeting. For example, let's say you are in a Zoom meeting and you have created a Jamboard and you want to present it to probably to other teachers. Then once you guys are in the meeting, you can copy the link, get the code of that meeting, click on present, click on this present using a meeting code, and you enter the meeting code here and you'll be able to use your Jamboard to present it in your meeting. So that is how you can present your Jamboard to a meeting. Now the next option is a share option. As of now, this Jamboard is private to only me, the creator. To share your Jamboard, click on the share option and you can add people to your Jamboard. For example, let's say you want to work directly with your students on your Jamboard. This is where you're going to type in the email address of your students, or you can just send a link to your students. So first of all, to type in the email address of the students, you can come here and you just type in, or you choose any of the email address that you've already typed, because once you type in an email address, it's going to be stored here. So you can just choose the email address and add. For example, let's say you want to add this. You can add more than one email address to your students. You can add like this, and that is all. And as you can see, the students will be able to edit the Jamboard. So once you click on the drop down arrow, they can choose this option where they will only be a viewer, meaning they will not be able to work with you on your Jamboard. They will not be able to touch anything, do anything. So as a student, as a teacher, I will highly recommend you leave it as editor, so that your students, you and your students can work directly on your Jamboard. You can interact on your Jamboard together. Now, once you've added your email address, you can just either type a message here and tell the students, let's work on this today, and you click on send, and the students will be able to get access to your Jamboard. Next, you can share your Jamboard as a link. You can invite people through a link, not through an email address. You can invite your student through a link. You can click on the change to anyone with the link, and then right here you can copy this link and you share, send it to your students, where they just need to click and they come in to the Jamboard and they'll be able to get into the class, and they'll be able to work together on the Jamboard with you. So that is how you can share the link, and make sure this is turned to editor once you share the link, so that your students will be able to interact on your Jamboard with you. Once you've done that, click done. Next is the tools on the left. Now these are the tools that we're going to use to work on our whiteboards. For example, the first tool is the pen tool. Once you click on this arrow, it's going to give you different pen options, and it's going to give you colors that you can use as your pen. For example, let's take this pen and let's choose this color, green. Then once you come to your Jamboard, you can see it is green, like so. Go to the next pen tool. Let's choose marker. Choose the color red, and that is it. Go to the next one, which is a highlighter. Choose a color, and that is it. You can work with your students like that. Next is this brush tool. Choose a brush, choose a color, and this is it, like so. You can just work with your students like this. So this brush tool is particularly helpful when you want to do coloring with your students, especially if you're teaching kids. Okay, now the next tool is the erase option. Click on the erase to erase anything on your whiteboard, like so. Next is this option. Now the select option. This is once you have choose a tool and you're working on your whiteboard, to go back to your cursor, click on this select, and it's going to take you back to your cursor like this. Next is the sticky notes option. Click on this sticky notes to add sticky notes. For example, let's see. Great. So once you're done adding sticky notes, you can just close it, cancel. Again, you can change the color of your sticky notes. Click on the sticky notes. You're going to see these 3 dots. Go to edit, and you can change the colors of your sticky notes. Click on save. So that is the color has changed. Click on the 3 dots again. You can duplicate the sticky notes like so. Click on the 3 dots again. You can delete the sticky notes. Click on the 3 dots again. You can order the sticky notes. For example, that is why I place the sticky notes on top of this. To order it or to send it behind, you can just click, and you can either send it behind or to send it in front. But right now, the only way to do it is to send it behind. You can click and you send it to back, and this one comes in front. Click on this again. You can send it, order it, bring it to front, like so. So that is how you can work with sticky notes. The next tool is this add image option. Click on it, and again, you can take an image from your laptop or from Google. Let's take this image. Let's take this one. Okay, so this is the image that we've added. You can resize it. Just drag the dots, and you can resize your image like so. You can even duplicate it. Make sure the image is highlighted. You can click the 3 dots, and you can duplicate the image. You can either delete it or you can order it. Let's say you want this one to go behind. You can send it to back, and you see this one comes in front. So that is how you can work with images, like so. Next is this tool. This is where you can add shapes to your Jamboard. So once you click on this, it's going to display some different shapes. You can just choose a shape. Let's choose square, and you can just draw the square like that. And once you draw it, highlight it, you'll be able to see some options at the top. This is where you can change the color fill of your box. Let's give this color, and the fill is this pink. Change the outline, the color outline of your box, of your shape. Click on border color, and you can change the color. So that is how you can work with shapes. You can add another shape if you like. Go to this one, and you can just draw, and as you see, immediately you choose a shape, your cursor changes, and you can change the color fill, you can change the border color, and that is how it goes. Great. So that is how you can add shapes to your whiteboard. Now the next option is this text box option. To add a text box, click on it, and you'll be able to just draw, and you can just add, you can just type in what you want. Great. That is how you add the text box. Once you highlight it again, you can see these different options at the top. You can change the alignment to center, you can change it to right or left. You can even change the size and the style. Let's say display. It looks bigger. Let's go to title. Let's go to normal, and you can also just drag it like so. Move it around, and you can change the color. Click on color, and you see the color changes. So there are not a lot of options when it comes to colors and fonts on Google Jamboard, but I think they will try to work on that. But as of now, this is what we can work with. Next is this laser tool. With laser tool, you can just write and it disappears immediately, like so. It's very important when you're trying to, for example, you're reading with your student and you want to highlight something and you don't want the color to stick on it, then you can work with the laser tool, just like that. Okay, so the last tool that we haven't mentioned is a clear frame option, which I said I'll get back to it. So to clear everything on your frame, you can just click on the clear frame and you see everything disappears apart from the background image. So that is where the clear frame option comes to play. Okay, let's look at how we can create activities using Jamboard. Okay, so the first thing I like to do once I am in class is to discuss on what topic we're going to be to discuss on the topic we are doing on that day. So the first thing we can do is to add the title. Just click. Let's say we're going to be discussing on tenses. Just click and highlight, change the color, change the size, or just drag like that, change the alignment. Great, so that is the title. So we're going to be discussing on tenses. For example, if I want to make it fancy, I come to shapes, I add these shapes, just click on that. Change it, let's say to white, and change the border color to red, and then send this back. To send it back, click the three dots, click other, go to other and click send to back, and tenses comes here. You can also change, I don't like the red, let's go back to black. Great. So this is what we're going to be discussing on tenses. Then the next thing is we can bring in the notes as a background. So go to set background, go to image, go to uploads, go to browse, and go to your laptop. Just scroll down. For example, this is what we're going to be discussing. Click open, and great. So as you can see, this one is not that good, so we can just clear it back. Let's go back to white, and let's take the image, let's take the note as a picture. So go to add picture, go to browse, scroll down and choose it as an image. So with an image, you can easily work with it. You can change the size like this, like so. Great. And together you can work with your students. You can use the laser tool to highlight, for example, present simple. Positive, I prefer my coffee back, something like that. Negative, I don't prefer my coffee back. Question, do I prefer my coffee back? So that is what you can do. Now the next option I like to do to set as background is using questions or exercises I want my student to work on. So click on this, add image, click on browse, choose the exercises that you have created. Let's choose this one, or where, let's choose this one, click on open. Let's just take this one somewhere. reduce the size. All you need to do is just zoom out, let's say 200% or no 100%, and then shift, and together you can work with the students. You can ask them to write or to just do the exercises, so they are going to be able to do it directly on the whiteboard. Now what the student can do is they're going to come here where it says text box, and they can just click on this line and they can add it. Change the size, let's give it to normal, and they can reduce it like this. They can just click and write the correct answer. So that is how you can add an exercise to work with your students. The next thing you can do is to go to Canva and create a cute background image for your Jamboard. For example, this one that I created. These are some examples of the backgrounds that I created using Canva. So it makes it look nice, and it just makes it look nice. So you can go to Canva. So this is an example of a background of a Jamboard that I created, background image that I created that I can take and upload it on my Jamboard. So all you need to do on Canva, you can just, once you open up Canva, you can just go and type in Jamboard. And Canva, of course, is going to show you some different templates that you can use, and then you can just edit it. Choose the free ones, you can edit it, and then you make your own your own background image like this. So once you have created it, go to share and then download it as an image, as a PNG image in your laptop. And then once you have created it on Canva and downloaded it, you can come back to your Jamboard and go to set background, click on image, and then click browse under upload, and then you can just choose it. So you can just scroll. So this is it. Click on open, and you can see this is our background. So there are other different activities that you can work together with the students. For example, Okay guys, so thank you so much for watching the video, and if the video was helpful to you in any way, please do not forget to hit the red subscribe button, because that is how it's going to encourage me to make more of such content. Thank you so much again for watching, and see you guys next time.